Hello and welcome to the Pasta Podcast, where we talk about nothing but pasta. Today we will actually be talking about Today's episode is about fast food restaurants. I'm Gigi. This is
Olivia.
How are you doing, Olivia?
I'm good. I'm excited for today's episode.
Yeah. I mean, we did just see each other, but I'm excited to talk about fast food with you.
Yeah, so today we're talking about fast food.
Yeah, we are.
Give us the background on fast food, Gigi.
So, fast food is food that you get real fast.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a genius. I put things together that nobody else has put together before. You know how I am. But fast food places are pretty unhealthy. But something they put in them just makes them delicious.
You want to hear the Wikipedia definition of fast food?
Sure.
It's a type of mass-produced food designed for commercial resale with a strong priority placed on speed of service.
You know, there's a Taco Bell that really does not do that whole speed of service thing. They're very slow. And I think you know which one I'm talking about.
Are you talking about the one on?
Yeah.
That one's so slow. Let me get my tier list out. Here, you occupy for a second.
Okay. So I don't know what the last fast food place that you went to was, but I think the last fast food place I went to was Taco Bell. And I don't know if you have like normal orders that you like usually go by. Like if you have safe food that you're like, I usually order this every time, or if you're like, oh, I'm going to venture out today. But usually, personally, I just choose the same food that I usually do, with the exception of like maybe they have a new drink or something, because I can usually take chances on drinks. But if I have like a bad meal, then you don't want that. Also, Taco Bell does things to your stomach, and that's a different thing that you can't risk, you know? Like eating at a normal restaurant, you could risk it, but so what was the last fast food place you went to?
I mean, realistically, it was Dutch Bros, but for the sake of conversation, I did go to Taco Bell recently, and I have a very specific Taco Bell order, and I've ordered it every single time I've gone to Taco Bell since I was like a child, and it has evolved over time because since I'm pescatarian, I don't eat the. Okay, so I used to get a Nacho Bel Grande with chicken and no tomatoes. And that's it. That's all I would get. Actually, at the time, they had the Nacho Supreme, which was a little bit smaller. And so I would get a Nacho Supreme with chicken, no tomatoes. And then, like several years ago, they got rid of the Supreme. Like they only have the Nacho Bel Grande. And so I have the Nacho Bel Grande with chicken and no tomatoes. And then I got a bean, cheese, and rice burrito. Or a cheesy bean and rice burrito. And then my current order at Taco Bell is a Nachos Bel Grande with no meat, no tomatoes. Sometimes I'll ask for a side of seasoned rice with it, and cheesy bean and rice burrito. And that's what I typically get nowadays. But sometimes I'll add on a Pepsi it's just kind of nasty because like I'm not a Pepsi girl, but I'll sacrifice a little bit because I'll be craving soda or something. But yeah, realistically, I went to Dutch Bros.
Yeah, I think my Taco Bell order usually ranges from like a soft taco or a hard taco or like a bean and cheese burrito, just like normal. I don't get like the Supremes or anything because I'm a very picky eater and I hate tomatoes and sour cream and fun. So,
Yeah, I don't like tomatoes either, obviously. Don't you have a
yeah.
really specific McDonald's order?
I I don't think it's very specific. Usually I just like I only ever get this thing because it's easy, but my McDonald's order is usually just um a hamburger or a cheeseburger with nothing on it other than ketchup.
Yeah.
Literally all you have to say is a cheeseburger with only ketchup.
Mm.
That's what
Yeah,
my
I
mom says
think
when we go to
I'm pretty sure I've gotten that for you before. My average McDonald's meal, which may be controversial, uh, but I always get the filet fish with the meal with fries, and I always get a Diet Coke with it. Um, Sometimes I venture out and I get the little. Usually it's seasonal. I don't know why, but the little strawberry and cream pie. Oh my gosh, that is so good. For no reason. Like one time I got it after school in like high school and I just think about it all the time. And so whenever they have it, I make sure to get it. It's like one side is like strawberry jam and then the other side is like custard. It's so good. And it's just like in this little pastry thing. And sometimes I'll treat myself to that. But typically I don't. Typically I just stick with the filet fish, which I like. I think it's good.
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people
sometimes
like
I
it.
ventured out. Sometimes I venture out to go and get a um what do they call them? Sunday.
Oh, like a hot fudge sundae, or
No,
because
it's
they
not
have
the
those at
sundae.
McDonald's.
It's
McFlurry,
ice cream. A McFlurry. That's what I usually get if
McFlurry
I'm
is okay.
feeling a little crazy with the sweets.
A
I
little
get a
while
McFlurry.
ago, I had an M&M McFlurry for the first time.
I think I did too. Did you like it? I liked mine.
Yeah, no, it's good. I was like pleasantly surprised because I mean I'm typically an Oreo McFlurry kind of gal. Um, but you know what they also have is they have those Sundays, and those are typically easier to get than the McFlurries. And I mean my I have like memories of my dad bringing them home when I was little, and they would always come with like I mean, yeah, you get the hot fudge on there, but they would come with peanuts too. And then I always remember giving my peanuts to my dad, and cuz they came in like little baggies. And I just I don't know, those are kind of like a nostalgic food for me, I guess. But no, I like those. You should try one of those. Those are really good. And the other day, I actually had a caramel sundae, which was really good. And you can like jab the spoon in there and mix them up and make it all chocolatey. It's good.
That sounds delicious. I'm gonna have to order that next time. And I'm gonna blame it on you when my mom's like, "Do you really need that?" I'm gonna blame it on you and be like, "Well, Olivia suggested it to me,
Olivia,
so I
so
have to
that's
have it."
fine. You can blame me.
Yeah.
So
Anyways,
we have since we enjoyed our tier list so much last time, we figure it'd be time again to make a tier list of fast food restaurants. Fast are they restaurants? Fast food places? So yeah, it's gonna work the same as last time. We'll go through the whole tier list. We'll decide which tier is which, and then we'll post it on our Twitter afterwards. So make sure you guys are following us on Twitter or X, but actually Twitter. um. So yeah, this is gonna work the same as last time. S tier is the best. A is okay, but not as good as S. B is eh. C is middle. Like we're kind of indifferent about it. D is kind of getting down there with the worser ones. E is bad. F is just awful. Okay. Okay. The first one we have is El Pollo Loco. What do you think, Gigi?
I do like El Pollo Loco. I just don't go there very often because it's kind of out of the way of my house, and I don't really drive by it very often. Um, I mean, they have El Pollo Locos that don't have drive-throughs that are near me, I think, but the drive-throughs are the main reason that we go because it's good food, but it's also in a drive-through. I like it. I don't know why, but I really like their Pepsi that they have there. It's really good. Like their cherry Pepsi or whatever.
Yeah. We typically get this through DoorDash, actually. We don't usually go there in person to get it that much because I don't know, we just don't. But I like it. I don't eat the chicken there or anything. They have really good corn. Like really good. Um and I mean, my brother always says that it's like he thinks the chicken here is better than the one at KFC. So I don't know. I'm not really too sure about El Pollo Loco. I'm thinking maybe C tier.
Yeah, I'd put it in C tier. I don't go very often, but
Me
it's not
neither.
bad food.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's relatively healthy too. Like
Yeah.
considering everything's pretty fresh. All right, El Pollo Loco is in the C tier. Up next, I have Dairy Queen.
As we've discussed earlier today at work, I've been to Dairy Queen once, but it was a great experience because I was a child and they did that thing where they tip the cup over
Yeah,
to
on
show
the
you that it
wheels.
doesn't fall out. And I went, what? Um, Audibly and visibly. So I like Dairy Queen. I love me some ice cream. But this one is kind of up to you because I haven't been often.
I typically don't go very often either. I go occasionally. I think I've been there like a total of like 4 times maybe. But they do have one thing there that I'm willing to put this as high as B tier for, and it is called a cake shake. And it has I usually get the strawberry one. I think there's a strawberry, a chocolate, and a vanilla. But I usually get the strawberry one, and it is literally a strawberry shake with chunks of vanilla cake in it. And it is so good. And I think about it a lot.
I think you've told me about that before. I feel like we've discussed this.
I don't know if they still have it actually.
Yeah, I remember saying that sounds really good.
Hmm. It is very good. And I'm willing to put that in B tier for this. I also think they're always pretty nice there.
Yeah. All
So
right, B tier.
B tier. Okie dokie. Next one. We're running through this, aren't we? Okay. A legend. McDonald's. S tier?
Um, I mean, I think that McDonald's is pretty good.
A
I
tier.
really like their I really like their fries. Their fries are like the best ones I think I've ever had.
Um, I have to agree with you. I think the McDonald's fries are like the best fries like ever, right?
Yeah. I think people don't agree because they're not usually very crunchy. They're usually mushy, but I kind of like them that way.
No, but you know what? It's usually I feel like it's the locations you go to. Like some locations have them extra crispy, some of them have them extra mushy. But I don't know, they're so salty though. They're like
Yeah.
perfectly salted.
You ever go to a McDonald's drive-through and you get your large order fries because we don't play with small and medium. We get large. You get your large order fries. You get your food. You drive through. You're digging around in the bag as you're driving, which you're not supposed to do, but you do it anyways. And you pull out a French fry without looking, and you put it in your mouth, and it's hot and it's salty, and you know it's fresh.
Bag
It's
fried.
the best feeling.
Honestly, yeah. Um
Better
I
than sex.
I have to agree with you. Um but yeah, cuz when I drive home from school, I always tell you how there's that McDonald's a little bit past the Golden Gate Bridge. And I always go to it cuz I'm always going to hit traffic there. And so I always order the same thing. I already said my order. I always get the same thing. And every single time since I just get out of the drive-through, it's always hot. It's always like piping hot. And one time I burnt my mouth on the filet fish. That's how hot it was. And oh my god, like the fries, I like the one time I was driving home and I was like, I said out loud to myself because I was eating the McDonald's, I say, I am so happy right now because I was that was like peak happiness for me. I was like not letting the traffic anger me. I was like, nobody's cutting me off right now, and I'm eating piping hot McDonald's fries. Life seriously could not get better.
That's so funny, especially because the first thought in my head was, did they just kill the fish and fry it for you? Is it that fresh?
Anyways, I think this deserves at lowest A tier.
I think S tier. We've been
S
talking
tier.
about it. I mean, we
I
used to go all the time together after school, I
We
think.
did, huh? I feel like also weirdly enough, Carl's Jr. was our spot too.
Yeah. We'll get to her.
Oh, what do you know? Carl's Jr.'s next.
Oh my god, it's not like both of us made the list.
um, what are your thoughts on Carl's Jr., Gigi?
I love Carl's Jr. My mom doesn't like how expensive it is when I ask her to drive through it. Um, because I usually get like the same thing that I get. Well, actually, I don't get the same thing I get at McDonald's, but like I usually get um their chicken strips or tenders or whatever they call them. Um, I usually get like two of those because I think they have like a 4-piece and a 6-piece, um, which is like a really weird jump. I think I get the 6-piece, but usually that's not enough for me. So sometimes I get more than one. And then we get their fries, which are fine. And then I always tell my mom to give me a shake, and she's usually like, no. And then I'm like, but don't you want a shake? And then she's like, yes. So we both get shakes.
Oh, that's
And then
exactly how me and my mom
and
are.
then she was like, and then she goes like, oh my god, that was $46.
um, that's funny. I back in the back before I became pescatarian, I would get the chicken strips too, which are surprisingly like big. If I remember correctly, like they're like pretty big and meaty, and I just remember that really vividly. Um, but I also used to get which was actually probably my favorite thing to get was a bacon western cheeseburger. And those were really good. They had like it was just like a hamburger with onion rings and bacon and barbecue sauce on it, and I'm kind of a fiend when it comes to barbecue sauce. I know that's not a very that's kind of a hot take, but I actually really like barbecue sauce. And
Literally a hot take.
um but I used to get that all the time. As I got older, I ventured out into the double bacon western cheeseburger. Um but now I mean I only really get the breakfast at Carl's Jr., which is okay. It's not very good. It's not McDonald's breakfast, but honestly, for me, I think this would go in the C tier.
Yeah, I think C tier. I don't go very often.
But like
Again,
also I
all
don't
of the
really
ones are out of my way.
do you think this would actually be in D tier? Because I mean, like we don't go very often. It's not our go-to.
Eh,
But also it's not bad. It's not like it doesn't taste bad.
I think because we put El Pollo Loco in C tier, we have to put this one in C tier
You're right. That's fair.
because we like both of the places decently,
Yeah.
but we just don't
Okay.
go often.
Carl's Jr. is in C tier. Next, we got Taco Bell. I think this is an easy one. I think this is A tier.
Yeah, I think this is A tier. The funny thing about my family is I don't know why or how they got this, but when we talk about Taco Bell, we call it Toxic Hell. Um, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what we were thinking. Um, you know that I'm only 67% deranged, which means that my parents must be like around 33% each. But uh, I don't know. Sometimes they seem like they have more deranged abilities than me. So, um, but yeah, I really like Taco Bell. Um, and I already said what my order usually is, but I really like their like don't they have like little churro treats?
Yeah, the the like Cinnabon twists or something.
Yes. Those are delicious
Have
and
you ever
I
had the Cinnabon delights?
yes, those are the ones I'm talking about, I think.
Ah, those are so good.
Those ones come in such small quantities though. It pisses me off.
It
Like
does. They
if I
come in packs of two.
yeah, they come in packs of like 2 or 10. And the pack of 10 is like $10 and the pack of 2 is like 8.75.
There's no in between. There's no in
There's no in
between.
between. And also 10 is not enough either. So they should have like a bundle where they have like 3 orders of them for
Yeah.
like $15 or something. I don't know. It seems like they're wasting money. They could be making more of it.
Um yeah, I don't think I've ever had like I mean that I remember I don't think I've ever had a Baja Blast before. Um but I have had their like I don't know what they call their blended ice drinks there. But I have had like a different kinds of those and they're pretty decent. I don't think they're as good as ices are. I think ices are better than them. But I mean honestly when I think of places to go like get something to eat quick, I think of Taco Bell first. Or like Taco Bell or McDonald's. Those are like, you know, what I think of. And also cuz they're so close to me, like they're like literally is several blocks down. So I don't know. This is definitely A tier for me.
I think at least A tier. I have actually had their Baja Blast. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not as good as an icy, but pretty close. The drink isn't as good though.
What?
The drink isn't that good though. Cuz there's like a drink and then there's a like a frozen one.
Oh, that's right. I've seen that. And it's like carbonated, right?
Yeah, the drink isn't good. Don't get the drink. If you want the drink, just like get the better one and then wait for that to melt.
When we get to Dutch Bros, I have something to say about that. So, um, but
Okay.
I think maybe S tier, honestly.
Okay, S tier.
Okay.
S for shit in my pants at Taco Bell.
We why did you have this? That was so out of pocket.
I've been saying so many out of pocket things today.
Okay.
These words are coming out of my mouth before I think about how the consequences to my actions will play out.
um, I have one that's I know for a fact this is going to be in the lower tiers. Um, good old Kurger Bang Burger King. We call it Kurger Bang. I feel like a lot
Oli-
of people do.
no, Olivia, stop stealing my family's Toxical thing.
No, we actually have a thing too. We call Jack in the Box Jack in the Crack. I don't know why. I don't know where that
Well, that's
originated.
different.
We've called it that.
That's actually, I don't know if you looked at the order recently, but that's actually the next one we have to do after this.
That's
So
crazy.
you get the
Okay.
chance to say it.
Um, but Burger King. What are your thoughts on Burger King?
I I like Burger King decently, but like it's only if it's like right there. Like when I'm Olivia is gonna know what I'm talking about, but other people won't. Um, when we're in like the airport area, um, where that Burger King is, um, I'll eat there. Like if we're like we need food in like 15 minutes, we'll go there. So I don't know. it's very it's a very like forgotten thing until you're faced with it. But there is, I don't remember where it is, but there is this parking lot that has like 15 different fast food places. It's got Taco Bell, it's got McDonald's, it's got Burger King, it's got like all of these other,
I
it's got
know
Starbucks.
exactly where that is.
And I never, when we're down there, I never go, let's go to Burger King. Never have I ever uttered, let's go to Burger King in a tone that wasn't like, in a tone that was excited. Sometimes I say it like, I don't know, let's just go to Burger King.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a worse McDonald's, in my opinion.
that's very true. I feel like Burger King used to have a better reputation than it does now. I think that it's gotten worse over the years for sure. Like they've added worse things to their menu. Um like when I was a kid with me my mom would take me and my brother and get ices there because they have like ices and stuff there. And she would like she would always get a Coke one and I would always get like a cherry one and my brother would usually get a cherry too, and the blue raspberry would never be working. Typically, their breakfast isn't that bad, I don't think. I can't remember the. Oh no, because they have like French toast sticks, which are pretty decent. But otherwise, we go to my family every year. We go on a trip to Hawaii, and there's one in the airport, and we always go to that one Burger King in the airport because it's like the only like fast food place where we can get something to eat. And the last time I went, I usually get their fish sandwich, which typically it's usually not that bad. But this last time I had it, and it was absolutely drenched in mayonnaise. It was the grossest thing. But it is absolutely smothered in mayonnaise. And I don't want to think about that. And I don't want that. So I'm not going to Burger King. I am not going there anymore. No, thank you. You can't even tempt me with an icy, no.
I do hate it a lot when you're like, oh yeah, I want mayonnaise, and they're like, yeah, let me just put all of that on there. You want the jar, right? This is why I don't get mayonnaise on my sandwiches when I get like them made at like a deli or something.
Next time I'm asking for no mayo.
Yeah, don't get any mayo. Be like, hey, do you guys have any mayo packets? No, there isn't going to be next time. You promised to yourself in this podcast episode that you would not go back. So
I think it's
no
going to
turning
E
back.
tier after that.
Yeah.
Below D tier, E tier. Sorry, Burger King. You were once great, but your kingdom has fallen.
Alexa, play Castles Crumbling by Taylor Swift.
Alexa, play Fallen Kingdom by Captain Sparkles.
We're gonna have to do a whole episode on on a Minecraft parodies.
Yeah.
And the first one that I'm gonna suggest is To the Nether.
We got our next buddy, Jack in the Box. I enjoy Jack in the Box.
Yeah, my mom worked there when she was a teenager.
I actually have a friend that worked there too. I feel like that's the hot spot for teenage jobs.
Yeah. She's still got like oil burns on her hands from the fryer. So, I mean they're very faint, but it's very scary, especially cuz she showed me like right after I got my first burn from working at the theater. And I was like, that's what my skin's gonna look like until I'm your age. Not to call you old, but that's what my skin's gonna look like for the next 40 years.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be happy with myself ever.
um But I don't know. I really like their milkshakes. They have this Oreo shake there that is like my favorite Oreo shake at any fast food place.
Yeah, I don't really go to Jack in the Box like ever. But again, there's not really one very close to here, I think. Um but I think also I never think let's go to Jack in the Box cuz since I've never been, I don't have a normal order. So I'd have to actually look at the menu and that terrifies me. I don't want to look at the menu.
Just go on
The
DoorDash.
only time No, the only time that I can look at the menu is when like there's a gigantic like decal of like the new popular drink and I'm like, "Ooh, mom, there's a new milkshake. Can I have it?" And then she's like, "Are you going to pay for it?" And I'm like, "No." And then she's like, "I don't have any cash under 100." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. I will pay for it."
I'm pretty sure that Jack in the Box is one of the only fast food places that serves sourdough bread. Because they have like a thing called like the sourdough jack or something, and yeah, that's kind of cool, I guess. But
That's something.
it's definitely something. But before before I was pescatarian, I used to always get chicken strips there, and their chicken strips used. I don't know if they still are. I don't know if they still hold up. They used to be so good. They used to be like the best chicken strips, and they also have. We would always get it with ranch and sweet and sour sauce, and they have the best sauces. I don't know why they're so good, but they are. Um, I don't typically go there anymore just because they don't have that much for me to choose from. Um, but I do like their curly fries. They have really good curly fries. Their regular fries are okay, but their curly fries are better seasoned and stuff. And they have onion rings, which are pretty good. And I typically get those when I go. But yeah, I think maybe B tier. Not B tier, C tier, I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right next to Carl's Jr.
C for Jack in the Crack.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. Chick-fil-A.
I have never been actually. I just put it on the list because it's a fast food restaurant.
When I had a Chick-fil-A before, um, I would I got their chicken nuggets, I think, and I was allergic to them. So, I didn't really like them that much. Um, but they like how I judge everything off their shakes. They have really good shakes there.
This is just like the time that you ate the mole.
um, F tier?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really like the idea of Chick-fil-A.
It's
It's
just
never
chicken.
appealed to
That's all
me.
they have is chicken. And I feel
Yeah.
bad because I have a friend that is like manager there. They do have good mac and cheese though, but that's all they got going for them. And El Pollo Loco has way better mac and cheese than they do.
Yeah. Also Panera. But that's not really a fast
Also,
food place.
Panera. Yeah, they do have a drive-through though. I should have included them.
Well, I will just say that Panera would have been an S tier for me.
You,
I love Panera.
we can have a special mentions list, and it can be Panera.
Okay.
Next is Chipotle. Have you, we've gotten you and I have gotten Chipotle before, but you didn't really like it.
Yeah, I didn't we DoorDash it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't bad, but that was the only experience I had with it, and it wasn't great. But I felt bad because you paid for my food and I didn't eat all of it and I
Yeah,
didn't enjoy
blame me
it.
for that one. Um, but I actually really like Chipotle. Like, I think they're decent. They're not my first thought when I think I want to get something to eat. Um, but they do have great chips. They're like seasoned with lime and salt, and they're really like their guacamole is really good. Um, and I do
Yeah,
like
Sorry. I think I had their chips when we had them together, and those were really good.
Yeah. Those are typically a staple for people. But I typically get a burrito bowl. I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's anything to write home about, but D tier?
Oh, I was thinking C,
Yeah,
but
let's do
B
C.
tier,
No, because I like them. I
high
just
C tier.
I just wanted to do D tier because we have something in E and F, and I wanted to fill in the gaps. But we'll get to that.
Yeah, I can think of some that are on here that I would put in that tier.
Yeah. Okay, so Chipotle's in C tier. A and W.
D tier.
I actually looked up what A and W stood for.
Ass and Wes.
But anyways, so I like their. I've never eaten there. I know they have like hot dogs and stuff. I've never eaten there, but I have gotten the root beer floats, and those are always very good.
Yeah, they got the root beer. They've got like chicken and stuff.
Now, is the root beer A and W the same as the fast food place? Because it's the same logo.
I don't know if they created it or not, but I would assume at very least they support it.
Does A and
They
W
start
support
they start using
A&W?
Varg's root beer.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, probably honestly D tier.
Yeah, it's not great. I like their sweets, but you can't really mess up a sweet. I
Yeah.
can't mess up ice cream. I mess up
Well,
everything.
and the place that I used to go to was like joined with KFC. Do you know that one? Like it's
I
KFC
think I
and
did.
A&W. I don't know if it
Yeah,
still is. Is it
I think
still?
it might be. Are you talking about the one by the Walmart? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that one at very least used to be a KFC and A&W.
Yeah, like they were like collaborating. The KFC guy met the A&W and he was like, "Hey man, nice to meet you. You want to do some work together?" And they were like, "Sure thing, Mr. FC."
No, and they were like because they're letters and they don't talk.
Mr. FC was my
Anyways,
father.
anyways, D tier.
D tier. Sorry, K. I'm sorry, A&W. Okay, next one. Wendy's. I like Wendy's.
I like Wendy's too. I don't go very often, but
B.
B,
B.
B,
Wendy's is good.
yeah, B.
Um, but also to add on to reinforce our statement, Frosties are they're very much helping me make my decision on this one. Um, but also eating pescatarian there is very easy because they have baked potatoes, which are they're very good there actually. Like I like, and they're very filling. Like usually baked potatoes aren't that filling for me, but their baked potatoes are good. What do you get there?
I get. I don't know what I usually get, but it always includes a frosty, and
Always.
it's always the vanilla and the chocolate.
Oh yeah, you can't do one or the
You
other.
can't. Yeah, you can't just do one or the other. You're
Don't they have
boring if you do
strawberry
that.
too?
Yeah, but do you really want to waste your time on a sweet that tastes like a fruit? Just eat the fruit.
I like strawberry ice cream.
No, this is my hard stance on fruit flavored ice creams. If they're like ice creams, that's not like it's different if they're sorbets because that's different and that's more healthy. But if they're ice creams, fuck off. I
I don't like sorbets.
yeah, I don't
They're
I don't
boring.
really either, but like I think that if you're going to eat like ice cream or like a gelato or something, it should be fun and not something you've eaten before and been like, ew, there were bugs on this. Or however people act when they eat fruit and they don't like it. I
So
like
B tier?
strawberries. Yeah.
Anyway,
Sorry, I
you're
will
very
rant about
passionate about
strawberry flavored. I will rant about the strawberry flavored ice cream for hours. Maybe that should be our next episode.
it.
It's just me. It's just me, and you're just going, yeah, in the background.
Oh, so like our normal episodes, but you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways, B
next
tier.
one. Arby's. We got the
The
meat.
sister location. They do got the meats.
um, I've never been to Arby's, so you speak on this, Gigi.
I I it's unpopular to say this, but I really like Arby's. Their meats are really good. But also they moved the Arby's that I only Arby's that we have access to where I live into a Dutch Bros. So clearly the Arby's
Oh,
people didn't care. Yeah.
that sucks.
But I liked their meat sandwiches. It was like one of the only like sandwiches that I had that had like a decent amount of protein in it that I would actually willingly eat as a child. Um, and to this day, because I really only eat turkey sandwiches. So, is it healthy? No, but it did give my little growing body protein and a ton of calories and carbs.
I always drive by an Arby's. There's like one in the Walmart in that I never see anybody at it. Never. So it's not very popular, but they do have commercials like crazy, so you can tell that they aren't very popular.
Yeah. Oh, we never hit the McDonald's commercials that they have in the theater. Those are insane.
They are crazy. Um, what do you want to rank Arby's, Gigi?
I I mean, I haven't been to one in a really long time, so I feel bad doing this, but I think C tier because I haven't been to one in a while. But otherwise, I feel like it would be B tier, which would be unpopular, but I don't care.
We have a lot in C tier.
Yeah,
It's fine. Um, our next one is KFC.
they got the chickens.
I think this needs to be next to A&W.
Yeah, I mean, I think I went once and enjoyed it, but I've gone so many times in the past. The fact that only one of the experiences out of the probably like 15 at least that I've had with them, because my brother used to really like them, and like their mashed potatoes and stuff, but I never really liked them. I thought their chicken was good once, but then we DoorDashed them one time, and like their chicken was really like hard as a rock and like not enjoyable to eat. Some of the pieces were, so
It's a little
it's
soggy
just
to me.
yeah. Well, we've got opposite problems. Whichever one is on DoorDash for me right now, I'll send you to that one, and then you can combine it with the really soggy one, and then maybe it'll become perfect. I don't know.
Um, I think that KFC they mean well. They really do. But I and my dad when we were younger, he would always bring us home like the bucket of like of Kentucky Fried Chicken, like all of that, like that huge bucket, and we would just like eat that. And because that was like a family meal, it would come with the bucket, it would come with the like a box of biscuits, and it would come with a box of corn and like a couple of mashed potatoes, and that was dinner for us, and it was enough. Um, Nowadays I don't. Whenever my dad gets it, he's always like, "I can get you the mac and cheese," and I was like, "Okay," which is actually pretty good. Um, So I'm not downplaying the mac and cheese. The mac and cheese is good at KFC. I actually like the mashed potatoes, but I used to eat the mashed potatoes with the gravy because that's how you would make them good. But since I don't eat them without gravy, since I eat them without gravy, they're not very good anymore. So I don't know. They're. I feel like they used to be better.
Yeah. Does there does gravy have beef stock in it or something?
It's made of animal fat,
Oh,
but yeah, they can make it through vegetables, but I just have yet to try it.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think it should be where it belongs, where the lovers may fall with A and W.
A&W and KFC,
Yeah.
The Lettermen.
I'm sure if we looked up that in Rule 34 that we'd find something.
um, okay, moving on. In and Out Burger. I don't like In and Out.
I okay, honestly, I enjoy it sometimes, but A, the line is really long all the time. Like every time that we've gone to an employee showing at like 10:30 at night, like we get you drive me home at like 2 a.m. and we pass that In and Out, and it's still like the line is still outside of the parking lot. It is still, but it is still bustling in there, you know. So it takes too long. A and B is I don't know if this is unpopular. They have like natural potato fries there. They're
As
bad.
opposed to unnatural potatoes.
I don't know why. Like they have like a little disclaimer on the bottom of the basket when they give them to you. There's like a little I don't remember what it says, but it's like completely natural or something like that. Or like, fun fact, did you know that this was made from real potatoes? And it's like, as opposed to what? Fake ones?
Well, and it's also like they're still not healthy because they're fried, and they're also potatoes, which are a carb. So it doesn't
Yeah.
make it any healthier.
I know that I said I liked McDonald's mushy fries, but their fries are not crispy enough. Like they don't taste good enough for them to be mushy. Either make them crispier so that I have a little bit of joy eating them, or don't make them at all. Don't give them to me. But they do come with your burger, and I think it is kind of cost efficient. But maybe last time that I went, it wasn't. But it used to be like a pretty good price for the amount of food you get. And again, the shakes are always great, but you can't fuck up a shake. So
No, their shakes are good there. Their shakes are good. You gotta get the Neapolitan shake, of course. You can't get one of the flavors, you have to get all of them. Um, but I think I ate a hamburger there once several years ago, and I actually didn't like it. And I don't like their fries. I think I'm usually allergic to their fries anyway. So I don't typically eat them. I don't like the texture of them. Um, yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of In-N-Out. I would never go there willingly. And plus they only have like three things on the menu, which I think is smack.
yeah, I do like their hamburgers actually. Um, and usually I'm too nervous to ask the like because it's an actual person that you talk to because like they have an
Yeah.
actual person outside usually. Um, although some of them I think have switched to not having that, and I know that because my dad likes it when an actual person takes his order. So it was the only drive through he ever went to. I put that in air quotes by the way. But now that some of them don't have like people out front, he goes inside and it's always so crowded inside, which, you know, I love crowds. I love being in them. And I have to be in the crowd even though they always know what I'm going to order. Anyways, um, the point is that I do like their burgers and I usually don't ask for like the tomatoes or like the lettuce or anything off the hamburger because I'm usually too nervous and it's not unappalling or it's not appalling, but it's not worth the hype. It's too expensive and it's too long of a line.
Mm-hmm.
And the fries are not good.
Um, I want to say E tier for this one, but I'll let you. Well,
Tier.
D tier.
I mean, I think E tier.
You think?
High E tier.
High E tier.
I mean, I do still like them. I'll still go, but they gotta get their shit together. Nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about this. This is healthier kind of thing.
Yeah.
Make 2 lines. I don't know. Do something.
Um. Okay, so our next one is Subway. I'll let you decide what you want on this because I have only been there once, and actually, I have a funny story about Subway, but I'll get to that later. What do you think about it?
Okay, well, I'll say my piece really fast because I want to hear the story. But it's unpopular to like Subway, but I like Subway. I don't know what it is. I like their bread. I like the way that they make the sandwiches. If somebody got me like 20 turkey and bacon sandwiches with with a toasted bread on Italian bread, um, I would be like, that is enough to keep me happy until next year. Like, you don't have to give me any Christmas presents. I love their sandwiches. But I don't go very often because the one that was by my house is gone now. And um, it's kind of very expensive to DoorDash. I mean, everything's expensive to DoorDash, but like for that price, I would just get like a sandwich from a better place,
Yeah.
and it feels like wrong to spend it on fast food. But I do like Subway personally.
You know, there's a Subway over across the street from. Is
That's
that
crazy.
is that life changing for you? It's right next to the Starbucks.
I mean, not since I don't drive, not really, but maybe I could convince my mom to go one of these times.
But yeah, my funny story. I went there once with my friend a couple years ago, and I was like freshly pescatarian, so I didn't really know what to get. But at the time they had soup, and so I got and I was like really hungry, so I was like, I'm just gonna get a cheddar broccoli soup, and so I got it, and they didn't have any spoons, and so like I asked the guy behind if they had any spoon, and he searched the entire place and he could not find any spoons. And he was like, "You'd think if we'd sold soup that we'd have spoons, but we don't." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And I had like a metal straw on me, and I like cleaned it out a little bit, and I drank the soup with the metal straw. But yeah,
That is so sad.
it
That is
was very
genuinely so
sad.
sad.
No, like my friend was eating her sandwich and I was just drinking my soup through a straw.
I think that that's sad on like two different levels. It's sad for you because you had to use a straw, but it's also sad for the worker because it sounds like he clearly was like, I didn't know that this happened. I am so sorry. And also, like, actually, genuinely, why the fuck don't we have spoons?
Yeah, no, it
We
was.
have spoons at our theater. Why don't they have spoons at a place that actually serves something that you need
Yeah,
spoons for?
I don't know what was going on there. But with that being said, you speak pretty highly of it. B tier?
I mean, we can put it in C tier since you don't really eat there.
We put Dairy Queen in B tier, Gigi. B tier is fine.
Okay.
I'm just like, we put Dairy Queen there. You've barely been there. Five Guys. This is another one I have not been to in a very long time, and I honestly do not remember any of like how the food tasted or anything. So I'll let you talk on this one.
Yeah, I had a feeling when I wrote this down. I was like, Olivia probably hasn't been there in at least years, if not ever, because I don't know if this is like a common thing at all Five Guys, but for some reason they really love peanuts. They really do, and
That's
I
what
think
sets me
Olivia's
away.
Yeah, and I think Olivia's mentioned this before, but she's allergic. They have there's like an L shape of like packed peanuts in like a gigantic bags that like line the like area where you line up, and then they give you peanuts while you wait for your food, and it's just kind of really weird. Um, but Five Guys serves like burgers and stuff. They're not great. They're not revolutionary. They're okay. I would put them in like D tier or C tier. They're not the best. I hate it when my brother's like, we should go to Five Guys.
Well, and the thing is about places with peanuts like that, because I've been to a couple of places that do that, is that the place is usually a mess. It's usually so messy. Like you're stepping on peanut shells and like they're just everywhere. And it's like, how can you keep that up to code?
Yeah. Say,
Detail?
what do you think? D tier? Okay. Sorry, Five Guys. You
It is
had all the makings of a normal restaurant, except you couldn't bear to be a normal restaurant, and that brought you down a notch.
okay. We have a good one. Starbucks.
S tier.
S for Starbucks.
S for Starbucks.
We actually have none in A tier.
We don't.
We don't have to.
Well, I'm gonna pull a hat out of the bag for the next couple because
um, I I think Starbucks has really good coffee. I know that a lot of people for some reason don't like Starbucks coffee. Like they get the other stuff, they don't get the coffee, which is valid. I mean, that's fine, but they also have like they're really simple to order there. And that's what I like about it. Is you literally just like you don't have to add anything if you don't want to. It already comes good, you know? And I mean, yeah, people do have very specific orders at Starbucks. I usually don't. I usually just order a nice coffee. But
yeah, I don't think I don't think that people that are like, oh, you like Starbucks, like judgingly, realize that the majority of the people that like Starbucks don't like it because they're like, oh, I get this, but I add this, this, and this, and I take off this, this, and I have them substitute this for this. Usually, we're just like, oh, I really like their iced caramel macchiato or
yeah.
something. Usually it's just like, oh, this sounds good. I'll try this time.
Mhm.
Um, I really like their frappuccinos. I've heard that they're hard to make though, so I try not to order them very often. But I think that all of them are like, other than the black coffee, I think a lot of them are a little complicated to make. Um, I don't
Well,
think you should feel bad for wanting a frappuccino.
well,
If that's what
yeah.
you want.
And I mean, I think a lot of people get shamed for ordering frappuccinos at Starbucks, and it's like it's one of the main things they market. They're popular for frappuccinos. So you're bound to get a lot of orders of them if you advertise them a lot. And I mean, they just blend it. They just put it in a blender.
Yeah, they
Like
have to
several
put
other,
whipped cream on it sometimes. Damn.
well, several
But
other coffee shops do that. It's like don't shame me for my coffee order. I'm gonna give you money. I'm probably gonna give you a tip. I'm sorry that you had to make my frappuccino. Whatever. I
yeah,
want it.
and I don't even think that it's usually like the Starbucks workers that are like, I can't believe you'd order this. It's usually like the people that are trying to be like, these people are overworked and they're not getting enough pay. And it's like, I know that, but I can't fix that by just ordering something different. And I'm also not going to help by not ordering at all.
Mm,
Like, the best that I can do is tip them, and I can tip them while they're making my order?
yeah.
So I don't know. I think that people should shut up and let let people enjoy what they want to enjoy, unless it's
Exactly.
illegal. But that's neither here nor there.
I also think with Starbucks orders, it's like they're not usually too complicated to make from what I hear, or else people wouldn't be like begging to work there. Like, I know a bunch of people who are like dying to work at Starbucks, you know? So I don't know.
Yeah, my
Um,
cousin works at Starbucks,
oh
and
yeah?
I don't think she's ever complained about it. At least not to me.
I feel like
Which
people
means
people
that
typically like it.
Yeah, which means that it's not like, oh my god, but there's probably a couple annoyances that like her roommates and stuff have to hear when she comes home from work. Just like how my mom hears all my little annoyances from the day. But usually, when normal people ask me what happened, I'm like, it was a good day at work, whatever. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, and it's also like, when we're at the theater, it's like this is what I was gonna say. When we're at the theater, probably one of the most like inconvenient things to make is the popcorn because you have to fill up the popcorn halfway. If it's buttered, it's pretty like annoying because you have to fill it up halfway, you have to butter it, and you have to fill it up again and then butter it. And then a lot of people are like, "No, I didn't want that much butter," or "No, I wanted more butter," so you have to go back and fix that. But I don't know. It's like it's our most popular item, so I don't question it. I just go with it. But in the long run, it's like that's our most like frantic thing to make. You know?
Yeah, we're never. I don't think we ever have days where we're like, oh my god, we don't have any pizza left. That's like the worst thing that could happen to us today.
Yeah.
Um, because we could just be like, sorry, we don't have like pizza anymore. Um, but if you were at a movie theater and you were like, sorry, we don't have popcorn anymore, that would be that would be a chaotic shift to be working because all of the managers and like um, all of the managers would be like calling people, being like, "Hey, where the hell are the seeds?" You
Yeah.
know?
It's like movie theaters are known for popcorn. Starbucks is known for frappuccinos. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
Um.
I
Anyways.
wouldn't be mad at somebody for ordering a popcorn because that's what I order.
Hmm.
So, you know?
Anyways, moving on.
Yeah.
S tier in Starbucks. Our next one is Dutch Bros. Um, I love Dutch Bros. I love them. They're great.
Yeah. The one thing I will say about Dutch Bros, because I only really ever go with my sister. One of these times we're gonna have to go together because she usually dictates what I order. Because I never know what to order, and then she's like, "I think you'd like this one," and I go, "Okay," and then it's usually either really sweet or like really off, like it doesn't taste the way it's supposed to.
Yeah,
But
I get that.
sometimes it's really good when I like actually decide what I want to order. It's usually good, but I think I think Dutch Bros is good. A lot of their drinks that are like sweeter are really sweet. So you have to watch out for that if you're
Yeah,
if you're a sweet tooth, but not like that much of a sweet tooth. But the only reason I say that is because my mom doesn't like how sweet a lot of their things are. She doesn't like how sweet their tea is.
yeah, they have
So
pretty sweet tea. Um, the one thing with Dutch Bros is that if you're going there for hot coffee, it's the wrong place to go because they just have Americanos, and Americanos aren't very good, like in general. So, I mean, just if you're getting a hot coffee, go anywhere else. Don't go to Dutch Bros. If you want a flavored drink, go to Dutch Bros. Um, I I really like, and Rebels are usually like a win or a lose for people, but because they have a very specific taste. But I really like their Rebels. They're like their own brand of energy drink called Rebel, and and it's usually pretty good. I like them. You have to get very certain flavors though, like um a lot of them taste the same, so you have to be careful with what flavors you get, or else you might try in the same one. Um, but I think they have like their version of like a frappuccino is called the freeze. And those are really good. And they put like they have a lot of different flavors than Starbucks. What I like their menu is so much bigger than Starbucks. But they don't have any food. Like they have like these thing called muffin tops, which are pretty good, but they're not like a meal. It's just like something to have with your coffee. But I mean, I think I've had something in every single category at Dutch Bros. I hear their chai is really good. Their tea is okay. Their tea is a little sweet, I think, like a little too sweet. You can just get plain tea, but I don't know. I think that you have to either be in the mood for Dutch Bros to get it, you know.
Yeah.
And also another thing with them that I was going to bring up is that their rebels are not good unless they're blended. If you get them just regular, they're not going to be good. And that's the same thing we were talking about with like the Baja Blast, like because you can get those just as like the drink, and they taste like straight up cough syrup. Like they're not good. Um,
Yeah.
but them when you get them as a freeze, they taste much better. So I don't know. A tier.
A tier.
I think they're really good. I like Dutch Bros. I don't go there as often as I would like to, just because Starbucks is so much easier. But because Dutch Bros has like the like the people outside who take your order, your dad would like them. But
Yeah.
yeah, their lines are typically too long for me. But they're not always long. You got to find them at the right time.
Yeah.
Anyways, a few more. Next we got the Panda Express. Hoo
It
hoo.
might it might be unpopular, but I think this might go in A tier for me. I love
Really?
Panda Express. I really like their food.
I had them the other day.
Yeah. And they're not like if I was going to get like normal Chinese food or anything, I wouldn't like if I wanted like a meal, then I would go there. But like we don't have a lot of Chinese places in where we live. I don't know if you've noticed that, but we don't have a lot here. We've got
Um,
like one Chinese place and they're usually open at like the weirdest hours of the day.
yeah, we typically go to one. I mean, the one we go to is pretty good, but usually Chinese food is like family style, which is like a lot of food, you know? And I don't know, going to Panda Express is nice because like you get that but in like smaller portions, which I like. You know?
Yeah.
But also they don't have much to choose from fish wise. I usually just get like their uh walnut shrimp. Yeah. And those are usually really good. I really like those. And their chow mang's really good. So I don't think A is a bad rating.
Yeah. I love chow mein.
Yeah. And chow mang's really good. Theirs is really good.
Yeah. And I've never wanted to have like chow mein with like beef or chicken in it. I've always had the vegetable one. And
Yeah.
that's mainly because I don't like the way that it makes like the chow mein taste. Like even if
Yeah.
you eat around it, it just seems like kind of off. Anyways,
Well, and I recently discovered that Panda Express makes their chow mein vegetarian. So that's kind of cool.
yeah,
But yeah, A tier for them. Good job, Panda.
A tier.
Go, Panda, go. Okay. I have one more on here, which I think is a surprise for you because I just added it recently. I might have put it on the list, but Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I like Dunkin' Donuts. I never ever have a donut from them. I just get coffee.
Yeah, I think I discovered Dunkin' Donuts like coffee wise, not like donuts wise. I think I discovered that recently, like within the past year, that they have really good coffee. And I didn't know that. I wasn't made aware of this. But I started ordering on DoorDash when I like get up in the morning and I don't have anything else to do. Cause sometimes it's nice to have like coffee delivered to you. It's a nice little Sunday ritual occasionally.
Nice.
Anyways, I very much like their coffee and I like their donuts, I think. Sometimes I get their half a dozen
Mm-hmm. I've
and I eat
never
all of them in one sitting.
I've never had their donuts before. I typically get like a latte from them, and they're really good. Like I've never been disappointed with anything I've ordered from them. They have good fall stuff too. No, A tier? I think this is an A tier.
I think this is an A tier too.
I think that they're really good. I don't get them as much as I would like to, just because they're a little bit far away from me. Um, but if they were right next door to me, I would order them every single day.
Yeah,
Um,
I would too.
all right, so our tier list is officially done. Some honorable mentions we would like to bring up is Panera Bread, and I was thinking Krispy Kreme too, because that could technically be.
I forgot about Krispy Kreme,
Yeah,
but that's mostly because I don't go very often.
Well,
They're so good.
they're very far, not very far, but they're like a town away.
Yeah.
But I used to have this ritual with my friends from high school that we would go on St. Patrick's Day and get their green donuts. And I haven't had their green donuts in a while, but they were pretty good. I like Krispy
Next
Kreme.
time we go.
They're my favorite donuts, actually. I love Krispy Kreme donuts. Do you have any other honorable mentions?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, I think that's it. Shall I go over the tier list?
Yep.
Okay. So in F tier, we have Chick-fil-A. E tier, we have Burger King and In-N-Out. D tier, we have A&W, KFC, and Five Guys. In C tier, we have El Pollo Loco, Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box, Chipotle, and Arby's. B tier, we have Dairy Queen, Wendy's, and Subway. In A tier, we have Dutch Bros, Panda Express, and Dunkin' Donuts. In S tier, we have McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Starbucks. We really outdid ourselves today, Gigi. Um, should we bring up our pasta mail?
Should we?
I think
Do you
we
think?
should.
Who reads it? Who reads it?
Can I read it?
Yes, you can.
So we got our first pasta mail. If you guys want to send us pasta mail, please do so. If you have anything to ask us, you can ask us anything, and we will answer it here on the podcast at the end of the show. You can find our email. It's going to be located in the About section on our YouTube page. So yeah, our pasta mail. Hello, pasta hosts. I was just wondering, how often do you eat pastas, and if you ever eat anything non-pasta related? Also, I was wondering what your thoughts on drugs were. Do you do them? I do. Signed, PastaFan 5160891. To answer your question, PastaFan, yes. All right. Shall we
all.
close it out?
Yes. Take us out, Olivia.
All right. That's all for today, Pasta Fam. Thank you for being a fellow pasta lover. We love you, we miss you, and we hope you eat some good pasta tonight. Good night, everybody.